One of my favorite 4th of July. Oh, I have so many of them. You know, my father put on a 4th of July show before John Gotti. We did it first in Ozone Park. You know, we lived across the street from 88th Street Park. And, you know, it's funny because even on Facebook, people that are finding me on Facebook now are telling me, oh, my God, I remember when I was a kid, I used to come to 88th Street Park on the 4th of July. My father would have a truck pull up in front of my house like the day before the 4th of July and load my whole garage up with fireworks. And, you know, and then people would come and put their chairs all around 88th Street Park, and we would light off the fireworks in 88th Street Park for hours. And we had mortars. My father had pipes made so we could shoot mortars up, and it was always an exciting 4th of July. People would come. Even my cousins, to this day, we all talk about, you know, how we all used to get together on the 4th of July. But, you know, the cops never bothered us. The firemen came once to put out, because we lit a barn, and the firemen came once to put out the garbage, because we used to light the garbage pails on fire. And my father talked to them and they left. But my father had a fight once. I'll tell you one story what happened on the 4th of July, which was a crazy story. So my father was a gangster, right? And he was, you know, a wise guy, a killer. And, you know, the neighbors, some of the neighbors knew him, some of the neighbors didn't. But what happened was, so one day, 4th of July, we were throwing M80s over the fence in the day, and there was a couple of kids sitting on a bench. And one of the M80s bounced and went under the bench and blew up, and the kids ran away. And the kids left, went home. About 20 minutes later, we're standing in front of the house. I was about 17 at the time, and it's my father, his friend Boston, and me, and my friend Sal, and a couple of us are standing outside the house. And all of a sudden we look, and this big guy, I mean, this guy was like a giant, comes walking down the block, and he has his son with him, who was one of the kids that was on the bench where the M80 went. And this guy, I'm telling you, his name was Reno, but he was like, this guy looked like the fucking Hulk. And he's walking down the block, and he gets up to us, and all of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, this guy throws a fucking punch, boom, and he punches my father right in the fucking face. I mean, that, like, he hits my father with a shot, like a fucking bang, like a hammer, right? My father immediately, his fucking eye went. Now my father throws him up against the fence, and my father starts punching him in the side, right? Like this, and then we break it up, and the guy walks away. And now my father's in the house, and his eye is like bad, and he's running through the fucking house. Look what this fucking guy did to me! And he's flipping out, right? Like, and now and now he gets on the phone, and he's come here right now and bring those fucking things with you. Come, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, cars start pulling up in front of my house. All these guys start. Now they're in my house. There's 10 of them in my fucking house, right? One of them gives my father, and now I'm looking, one of them gives my father a gun. He puts it in his fucking pants. And now on my corner, there's a bar called Lenny's Bar, right? And Lenny knew my father, that my father was Fat Andy. Lenny knew the deal. And this guy Reno was in the bar drinking after he punched my father in the face. So now Lenny tells this guy Reno, who my father is, but we don't know this yet. My father walks into the bar. This guy Reno's on the chair. My father walks in the bar, he takes the gun, he sticks it in the guy's ear. He goes, first, I'm going to blow your fucking head off, and then I'm going in that park. And the guy says, please, I didn't know who you were. I'm so sorry. I have 2 kids. And the guy's begging for his fucking life. And I'm looking in the window. You know, we're all looking in the window, and Lenny's going, Andy, please, the guy didn't know. He's a legitimate guy. He doesn't understand. He don't know, you know, the deal with you. And please, it was just a misunderstanding. He's just a legitimate guy. And then thank God my father relented a little bit, and, you know, it was just a crazy day. It was crazy. I really thought my father was going to kill this fucking guy. I mean, my father had some fucking black eye. I mean, I never saw anybody hit my father. That was the first and last time I ever saw a guy hit my father. This guy just hauled off and punched him right in the fucking face. Like, it was like, whoa. But he let the guy go. He had a drink, and, you know, and that was it. And, you know, that was the end of that story. But that was a scary moment because you know, the guy, he's lucky he didn't die. He's lucky, and he's lucky that, you know, he didn't disappear like a couple of days later, because that's what my father, you know, that's a move that my father would have done, you know, like said, okay, don't worry about it. And then like 2 days later, the guy would have disappeared. He would have done the fucking Houdini, you know, but that didn't happen either. But that happened, you know, and these are lessons, you know, this is all part of my upbringing. You know, even when I